to the United Kingdom is underwater. Early estimates suggest that damage of over $10 billion and more than 1,000 lives have been lost as a result of flooding. 33 million people may well have been affected, and there could be more rains to come. Ayesha Salma is from the Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund and joins us now on the line from Islamabad. Ayesha, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you very, very much indeed for speaking to us at such a busy time. Just explain to us, if you would, the biggest challenge that organisations like yours are facing in trying to get relief to people right now.
Well, thank you so much, first of all, for having me on your show and giving us an opportunity to speak about this terrible, terrible catastrophe that has unfolded in Pakistan. Right now, as you said, over 1,136 people have died, over 1 million houses have been damaged, and not to mention the enormous loss to public infrastructure. Roads have been washed away, entire villages have been washed away. We've been on the front line of our response effort in all 4 provinces of the country. And on the front lines, it has been a very, very difficult journey for our frontline humanitarian responders. We have been providing them a package of food assistance, shelter kits, setting up medical camps so that they can be protected from the diseases. And of course, as you know, in the flood situation, waterborne diseases is a big, big need that is coming across. We were one of the first responders on the ground, and we started working about 2.5 weeks ago in Sindh, Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and southern Punjab, in the worst affected districts of these provinces.
So what sort of support do you need? I mean, that's an extraordinarily wide-ranging. I mean, the geographical expanse that you're trying to reach is so huge. What kind of support do you need now from the international community?
Well, we need a lot of assistance, and first of all, in terms of responding to the international assistance appeal that our government has launched. I'm afraid that the donations, the speed at which the donations are trickling in from abroad, are really not keeping at pace with the responsibility that I believe the global community has to offer to Pakistan at this time. We need to remember that this is a climate-induced disaster. Pakistan only contributes 0.9% to global carbon emissions, but we're one of the top 10 countries most affected by global warming. And in that respect, beyond the prayers and good wishes, I would really, really appeal to all your listeners out there to really focus on giving us the assistance we require. The communities on the ground right now, the flood-affected families require shelter, they require food assistance, they require medical care, they require cash assistance, and also reconstruction of their houses. Our main priority at this time needs to be to get them to safe shelter and their homes rebuilt as soon as possible, before the winter looming ahead.
Yes, I was going to say, and I should say that your remarks there about climate change echo that of the Pakistani Minister for Climate Change, who says that the country is a victim of what he calls the irresponsible development of the developed world. On the question of how quickly you can get people back into their homes. Obviously, the winter in Pakistan can be extremely severe. Is your current hope that within the next, say, 2 to 3 months, you can get people back into homes before winter arrives?
I think if we get all the assistance and the resources that this crisis requires for response, it is possible to get people back to safety, back in their homes as early as possible. There's a lot of local philanthropy, a lot of Pakistanis themselves helping each other out. The expat community abroad is also doing their part. But it really, really depends on the amount of aid we can garner. There is a National Flood Response and Coordination Center that has just been announced this morning. So Pakistan does have good humanitarian coordination mechanism led by the government and NGO partners together. So we're working hand in hand to make sure we can respond as fast as possible.
Ayesha Salma from the Pakistan Poverty Alleviation Fund. Thank you very, very much indeed.